I went 14 years undiagnosed with Wegener's granulomatosis, when the whole time there was an answer for it. Just my doctors didn't know anything about it or anything about NORD. And so for 14 years of very actively searching for an answer, I went undiagnosed while it was destroying my body. Then to finally get diagnosed and find out that there was an answer the whole time, made me, I won't use the word mad, angry. It just inspired me to do something else so that the next person doesn't take 14 years to get diagnosed. And so I said, I can't raise money, I don't do that. I can't create a foundation, I don't want to do that. I said I can make a lot of noise. And by noise, I mean using the media as a way to get the word out. And so I was already planning on climbing Mt Everest. So I called up NORD as my first call. I said, I'm climbing Mt Everest. Of course, I shouldn't be able to do any of these things with my disease, but my doctors weren't really happy about it. But I was cautious. And I said, I'm climbing Mt Everest and I'd like to hold the NORD banner on the summit of Mt Everest. And they were like, what? And so in May 23rd of 2010, after 51 days of working up the mountain, I held the NORD banner on the summit of Everest. So that got quite a bit of media attention and exposure, which was really cool because I'd come home and I'd hear about somebody who'd heard the news story and they'd said his disease. He'd never heard anybody say his disease before. And there it was on the evening news, them talking about somebody that just climbed Mount Everest that had their disease. And so then that just, the more I heard about the effect it had, the more inspired I got to do more. So the next year I took the banner underwater, scuba diving, and just this dolphin swam by right at the right time. And dolphins are very smart, so I jiggled the banner underwater, and I've got this great picture for Rare Disease Day 2011 of this dolphin reading the NORD banner. And so then that, more media and stuff. And then just 2 months ago, after 3 attempts, I finished the 1,000-mile Alaskan Iditarod dog sled race, which is 1,000 miles of taking your dog team across the Alaskan wilderness. And they held the same banner under the Burl Arch in Nome, which is the finish line. And I became the first woman in history to have both summited Mount Everest and completed the Iditarod. And I have Wegener's granulomatosis. So none of this should be possible. So it generates the media attention that I was trying to get, the word out to the doctors, people, anybody who sees my story or reads my story knows about now the disease and about NORD. And my whole thing was, when doctors don't know something, if they know about NORD, that's all they need to know. I don't know. Contact this organization, or they can contact this organization, and then they send them to what I call the I don't know doctors, and then can hopefully get diagnosed with something.